This is what happens when you don't work on yourself. Let's get into it.
In the delusion that America is a good, functional country. My best friend and her boyfriend and their dogs are sleeping in their car because every single homeless shelter in the city that I live in is not only full but doesn't accept any pets. She's paying all of these apartment fees with money that she doesn't have, only for them to turn around and deny her because she has dogs, deny her because
You live in an apartment and that's the only thing that you can afford and you can't afford a house. Um, if they're denying you because of your dog, you need to get rid of that dog. That dog is property. It is not a person. I understand people form attachments to animals. However, your life is more important than this dog. You getting in a place to live is more important than a dog. You're gonna live in your car for a dog? That is property. That's the difference.
she has an eviction on her record. I was a housing researcher for 2 years. I've literally never seen such a broken civil society and housing system. You call the social service hotline here, you get put on hold for close to an hour because of how many people are calling for utilities, food assistance, housing assistance. The civil sector and social safety nets of our society are just severely understaffed, underfunded, and when they are staffed, they're staffed by a bunch of freaking white people who are
You shouldn't have to rely on these systems for aid. I earned my benefits because I served in the United States Army and they did a bunch of crap to me that they're paying the price for right now. However, that's a completely different video. So don't compare yourself to me. Second, you're relying on resources that are temporary at best resources for welfare to aid children, not adults, children. It's not our fault that you women decided to have a bunch of kids out of wedlock to the point where you have to live like this. You choose to live in the car with the dog, and then you refuse to get rid of the dog so you can get an apartment, and then you have an eviction on your record. Like, what is the eviction for? Non-payment of rent or something else? If you did that to yourself, all the years I've rented, I got asked to leave a place in 2012 and I willingly left and nothing got put on my record. Ever since then, I've been fine. And then my wife and I just decided to drop my luxury apartment and live out of her house. She's the homeowner. This house is free and clear. There's no mortgage on this house. So I'm saving over $2,000 a month because there's no mortgage on this house. And that is all my money by myself. So, see, m- my wife had the house. I have the money. We got together and we got married and combined the house with the money. So now we're functioning as one team, like a husband and a wife should. You people need to get it together.
we're just like, that's enough activism for today. The city that I live in got almost $40 million in ARPA funding in 2022, and the bulk of that money went to increases in the police budget and fixing government building infrastructure, like giving them new roofs. How can any public servant in good conscience allocate money to those places when they know that their own people are suffering, starving, dying, homeless on the streets, or suffering in their own homes? You know how many blighted properties I walk by literally every single day? The people's health and well-being is not a priority and has never been a priority for a majority of policymakers in this country. There needs to be major public budgeting reform because I'm just so tired of seeing all of my community members, all of my friends suffer in ways that they literally do not have to suffer in. I'm tired of living in the
If you're suffering because of your own decisions. I got nothing else to say about this, but I'm telling you, this stuff is 100% y'all. Uh, when I was in the United States Army, you guys were in diapers or not even created yet. So, um, y'all have a good day. But if you don't want to aspire to do something with your life, you don't have a plan, you decide to go work at Walmart, Kmart, or anything like that, this is what you're going to get because these employers are never going to pay you. It is not your employer's job to make you comfortable. That's completely on you. You know what these jobs pay before you take it. So you take a job, you know what the cost of living is. You know the rent's like 1,400 a month. or more in some areas. Some areas is like 2,000 a month. Where I'm from, the rent's like 14, 15, 1,600 a month minimum, and that's everywhere where I'm from. And I'm from the suburbs. I had to When I moved into my wife's house, we live in a neighborhood that's outside the suburbs, in a different neighborhood, and we have this is now where we this neighborhood in Texas is where we primarily live now because we're not going back to any kind of suburban living because the cost of living is too high. So for your budget, you need to make the adjustments for your budget, whatever that may be. I have enough money to afford my a place in the suburbs, but if I was a single man, however, since I took on responsibilities with my wife, I could no longer sustain that lifestyle because now I have to think about my wife. So we went. I'm the person with the money. She's the person with the house. We combined as one. Got rid of the extra place. We're fine. We're doing excellent financially now. Y'all need to think before you act.